Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's lesson. For today's lesson, we're going to be talking about the yarn and the hook. Woohoo! We're getting one step closer to actually working our stitches. Yoo-hoo! You have made it this far, so good for you. So, for today's lesson, I'm going to be talking about the best yarn for you to use and the best hook for you to use while you are taking this Crochet 101, the basics of crochet for crochet like the pros. I recommend that you use a size H 5mm hook with a worsted yarn, a weight 4. Okay, so you can see here a weight 4. This is acrylic and it's by Red Heart Super Saver. So this is a great yarn to start with. Go ahead and put this one aside because I have some of my teaching yarn right here. So when it comes to actually getting together to make crochet magic, one thing that we're going to use, of course, is our hook. The next thing that we're going to use is our yarn. So for your hook, like I explained before in the other lesson, you can hold it in the way that is more comfortable to you. So you can hold it in the knife style or you can hold it in the pencil style. When it comes to the yarn, oops, I got some stuff here in my nail. Don't know what that is. Sorry about that, you guys. When it comes for the time for you to hold your yarn, you can hold your yarn in a lot of different ways. So I normally will hold my yarn. I will interlace it in through my fingers, and then I control all of the tension with my index finger. For you, you can definitely hold it the way you feel most comfortable for you. Some people I have seen that they wrap their yarn around their 3 fingers here, and then with the index finger, then they'll go ahead and they'll control the tension of the yarn this way. I've seen people where they wrap it around their pinky and then they bring it up and they control the tension like this, okay, with wrapped around their pinky. I've seen other people that they will go ahead and they will just wrap the yarn around their index finger and they'll control the work the yarn that way. Whichever way that you feel that is normal for you, that's the way that I want you to go ahead and hold your yarn, okay? So, getting started. This is definitely, I'm left-handed, but the way that I explain things, if you listen to the directions of the way I explain them, and you're right-handed, you will be able to learn quickly. So, the first thing that you're going to do when it comes to crochet is that we are going to go ahead and we're going to make a slip knot. The slip knot is the very first thing that we start off with when we crochet. How do you make a slip knot? Well, you're going to hold on to your tail. Okay, you're going to go ahead and make a loop. All right. And then simply with your tail, okay, and your loop, you're going to go ahead and push the loop through the one that has your tail. You're going to go ahead and push the loop through the hole, okay, of your slip knot, and you're going to pull close. All right, this is right-handed way, and I do the same thing with my left hand. I'll go ahead and I'll make a knot and I'll push the tail halfway through, a little bit through, just enough that I am able to grab the loop, and then I will go ahead and I will tighten up my loop. But the best way for me to do is that I'll go ahead and I'll just go make a loop and have my tail behind. Then I go and I insert my hook and I pull it through like this. All right, so this is very easy to do, where you're able to go ahead and now crochet with making your chains, because you have now your slip knot on to your hook. And remember, like I said in other classes, we are going to always make all of our loops, all of our stitches, all of our chains using the shaft or shank, whichever word you prefer, of the hook. So for this classes, I want you to leave a tail at least 2 to 3 inches long, or maybe I should say 3 to 4 inches long, because we will also be weaving in the ends at the end of our swatches. So the very first step when it comes to crocheting is that we make what is called a foundation chain. And your foundation chain is going to be just that. It's going to be a chain of a series of chains that you are going to create. What I recommend is that a lot of times when we're making our chains, it's kind of hard to go ahead and pull the loop through, because as you can see, our whole work slides down to the throat, and at the throat it's very hard for you to go ahead and bring your hook through. So what I recommend is, because we have a slip stitch, and the slip stitch does open if you decide to pull your loop, if you decide to pull right here. Okay, if you pull your loop and you pull it by your knot, it is going to keep on expanding. That's why it's called a slip knot. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to adjust the slip knot, not too tight, not too loose, but right up against our hook. All right, you're going to go ahead and hold your yarn, and then usually what I do is that I will go ahead and I will hold the knot, okay, and then I yarn over, and then I pull through my loop, and that is your first chain. The loop that you have, or the yarn that you have on your hook, is never counted as anything, because this is always the working yarn. Okay, so to make another chain, you yarn over. This is called a yarn over. Every time that you are going to hook the yarn, okay, it is always called a yarn over. So you're going to yarn over, you're going to hook your yarn, and you're going to pull through your loop. All right, now you have 2 chains. You're going to yarn over, you're going to pull through, and there you go. Now you have 3 chains. So that is very easy. The very first step to creating your fabric is going to start off with a foundation chain. So you've gone here, I've done 1, 2, 3. I'll do 4. I'm going to yarn over, pull through to do 5, yarn over, pull through to do 6, yarn over, pull through to do 7, yarn over, pull through to do 8, yarn over, pull through to do 9, yarn over, pull through to do 10, yarn over, pull through to do 11. Okay, and this is how you make your chain. When you're going to go ahead and make your first stitch, which will be our single crochet, you will be able to go ahead and insert your chain insert your hook into the chain to create your single crochet, or your stitch, which is the next step to crocheting. The first step is to make a chain. The second step is to insert our hook into our stitch to now make what is called a single crochet, a double crochet, a half double crochet, to use our techniques to create the crochet fabric. So this is called a chain. Here you can see that your chain are made of loops, and all of your loops have a what is called a V look to it. So you can see that they look like little V's going up, looping one into the other. And the side that you are holding your hook with, that is going to be the top of your stitch. So even though these are chains, okay, they'll call them chains. Some people call them chains, some people call them stitches. So you will hear both. Here in Crochet 101, these are always a chain. You start off with your foundation chain, and then you will go ahead and you'll create a single crochet stitch into your chain. After you do your single crochet stitch, then they become stitches. So that's something that is important and that I wanted to also to let you know. When you're crocheting inside of your chain, you will be able to go into either your top leg of your V. You will also be able to work the back bumps of your of your V. You will also be able to work the bottom legs of your V. Working the back bumps and working the bottom legs of your V, of your chain, are usually done with advanced techniques. So we will get into that. We will get into that into further lessons. Okay, so for today, your assignment for this, create a slip knot. Okay, you're going to go ahead and make your chains, and I want you to leave a tail, a chain that is 6 inches in length, all right, or 6 inches wide. So you're going to go ahead, you're going to yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, until your chain is a length of 6 inches. But for your homework tonight, I want you to make a perfect chain of 6 inches, okay? I don't want you to come on out here and, excuse me, I don't want to see any of this, okay? And I don't want to see any of this. Okay, I don't want to see any of this where it's tight, loose, inconsistent, tight. I don't want to see any of this, but I want you to make a chain that is perfectly uniform, widthwise and lengthwise for all of your chains. And that is your homework for the lesson of today. So I shall see you again in the next lesson. Bye.